with Friends Podcast.
With your elf ears here.
My elf ears here podcast. What are your elf ears here?
A podcast. Hey.
Caleb, what's your elf ears here?
A podcast.
Let's do it. Episode 157. Jackson, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get the cookie out of the back of my gums.
Caleb, what are you doing?
I'm eating some sort of s'mores cookie, I believe.
It's good. I made them.
It was
It
delicious.
is good. It is phenomenal.
It's part of my my new Genesis.
Getting into bacon, like cookies and treats.
Cookies and cookies.
Just cookies?
Yeah.
Not going to get into other treats?
I fully plan on it. What was it, last week when we talked about making beef Wellingtons or whatever?
Nice.
Yeah, I want to do that eventually. But I'm saying it starts with cookies.
Yeah. It starts with cookies.
Yeah, Rachel has like a fire cookie recipe. And I had her write it down, and then I made it, or she walked me through it. I wrote it all down, and then I had her proof it and all that stuff, you know. Had to get an editor. but I will post that if anybody wants it. But how'd they taste?
Phenomenal. Oh, yeah.
Did you like them?
Yeah, I said they were good.
Okay, good. Can you say it again?
They were good.
I needed to pick me up. What you up to, Caleb? How's your week been, man?
Pretty good. Boss was on vacation, so I was doing my job and her job, and it was fun. It was fine. We performed exceptionally well, so it's always a nice pat on the back.
So they gave you double pay for all that, right?
Quadruple, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. They quadruple her salary because I did so good. Yeah.
Man, good for you.
I know, right?
Good for you.
As far as personal life, it's been an okay week. You know, I didn't really get to do anything, working extra hours and everything. I got to ride the motorcycle for a little bit. It's about that time where I'm gonna have to stop riding it because it's getting closer to cold weather, and I see guys riding that weather all the time. But that's not me. It's not me. I don't want frostburnt skin. Then I thought about playing video games the other day, so that was a fun thought.
Hey, that's half of what I do is think about it, and then I get like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah. So went on a pretty good walk Wednesday. Walked about 10 miles, and that was nice. I figured I wasn't going to be able to walk a lot of this week, so I jammed it all in one day, and it was fun. That was pretty good. Other than that, yeah, just a solid week all around, I guess. You know,
Nice.
no lows, couple of highs, and relatively stress free for the amount of stuff I was doing at work. So
Just tons of mids.
can't complain. Yeah. How about you? How was your week?
My week's been good. I've, like I said, been cookie making. That's like the third batch in the last week and a half that I've made. Yeah, I made a batch like a few days ago, and I used a little bit less flour, and they made these cookies that were like almost like the cookies we had in high school, but they were just weird, man, and they tasted different. But I don't know if I'll be doing that again. Yeah, you know, there's limits.
Yeah.
To the insanity that I will attempt to create.
What about those Chick-fil-A cookies? You gonna try to make one of those?
I don't know. I've never had one.
They got like oatmeal in it and chocolate chips, but it's like it's not like an oatmeal cookie. It's just got like oats just in it. They're okay, you know. They're a high fiber cookie, I guess.
Okay, that sounds good. Not really.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, I can't knock it till I try it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, I've never met this cookie.
Yeah.
I can't be hating on this cookie.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, you don't know what that cookie's been through. You
Right.
know?
So I was the last like 2 or 3 weeks I've been having trouble with like the flashcard and stuff on the episodes, so I've been having to like splice in just footage of us playing golf and just random stuff, mainly Jackson doing karaoke and just crap like that.
Nice.
You know, with no audio. You can just hear our audio, but you see Jackson belting out some fat karaoke. But if you want to see that, watch last week's episode. But so yesterday I was gonna like use a capture card and all this different stuff and hook my camera up to the computer, and I'm just like trying to get it all set up. And I noticed that my cords weren't long enough, so I moved my computer from my shelf down to the floor. And the reason I had it up on the shelf was because Cohen, in the back of the day, used to touch it all the time and turn it off, so I had to put it up high. Now he's old enough to know not to do that.
Yeah.
So I put it back on the floor, and once I did that, I turned it on and noticed that my CPU was making this like crackling sound. It sounded like it was shorting out or something. It was driving me nuts, dude. And every time I would start a game, it would start crackling. And every time I would do anything CPU intensive, it would crackle. So then I was like, well, son of a gun, dude. So I went and bought a new CPU and put that thing in last night. That was easy, but parts of it were hard.
Yeah.
With any new computer part you install, you always have that little scared part of you. It's like, oh, am I going to do this wrong? But putting in like a new cooler, that's nothing. All you got to do is put a little bit of paste on there and just bolt it down, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
But got a new fan in there. It's looking extra RGB, you know, because I love that. I love it. Not really. I don't give a damn about RGB, but it just happened to be RGB. And also, man, I checked out this movie. It's a pretty good movie, dude. I hadn't heard of it until just like a few days ago. It's called Smile. Have you checked it out?
No, I've heard of it though.
Dude,
it's
a
on
really
my
good
list.
movie. I was trying to talk Jackson into watching it, but he was real he was real hesitant.
You son of a bitch.
No,
You're flipping the scripts.
But no, I checked it out, man, and I freaking loved it. I loved it, man.
Yeah.
The first half is kind of mid, like it's just story building, you know, story building.
Yeah.
But the second half was really freaking good, man. I really loved it, especially towards the end. Some of the stuff, it was just like, oh, I'm watching it at this point. You know, like towards the end,
yeah.
like the things it was turning into was just it, you know. I loved it. Yeah, I can't wait for the second one now.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
they gonna
really
have a-
looking forward to the second one.
They
But
got-
here's the thing, like, Smile would have been so much better if they didn't ruin parts of it in the trailer. Like, the part where the woman, like, walks up to the car and then it dangles down.
I don't remember that part at all. When it happened, I was like, let's go! I stood up and I was like, this movie is sick now, dude. And I stood up, I was like, she has a giraffe head at this point. Yeah, dude.
Huh.
But the part that really got me, man, there's a part in the movie where it's towards the very end. She's sitting in her house. She's having a conversation with her psychiatrist. Her psychiatrist kind of lets herself into the house or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's having she gets a phone call and she realizes it's her psychiatrist on the phone, and she looks up at the person right in front of her and she starts getting a huge smile on her face, and I'm just like, all the hair on my arm stood up, dude, and I stood up and I'm like, let's go! And then when she turned, I'm like, let's go! I was like, this movie's sick, dude. And then when they started ripping their faces off, I was like, let's go, man. Because then there's like sets of teeth, like, yeah. That's my kind of, it was my kind of horror movie. I was like, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump scares don't do it for me. Stuff like that does it for me. Like, pretty dope. I really
I
enjoyed
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
The whole time I was like, I can't tell Jackson. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him so bad. I can't tell. I can't even let him know. But it's part of the fun is spraying it on him on the podcast, especially when, like, me and Jackson have this relationship where he will cede stuff to me and I'll be super hesitant because like I don't.
Because for the longest time, he's held this thing against me for never finishing Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
So
Still has it.
That's wild.
Still has it.
That's wild.
And my list keeps going up and up and up of all the things he wants me to watch. And I'll straight up to the point now where I will go with him to movies in theater, see them with him, certain movies. You know what I'm saying? Still has not finished Battlestar Galactica. The final season is chef's
it's
kiss,
amazing.
especially the
It's amazing.
like I said, my perfect day would have the final 2 episodes of Battlestar Galactica in it.
Nice.
I'd have to watch that towards the end right before I'm going to bed. Before my late day sex. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I really, really enjoyed Smile. I'm definitely going to be seeing the second one. Don't know if I'm going to see it in theater, but I might go see it in theater, just like a date night with Rachel or something. Just
Yeah.
It was really good. And then have another date night with Jackson.
Nice.
I'm just kidding. But I'm just trying to grow. Just trying to grow every day. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to grow. I also checked out this book called The Plot. Wild book, dude. Wild book. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of what happens in this book. So basically, this writer makes a book. It's not the biggest book. He gets put on like one of the rising writers lists. Like check this guy out in the future. And his second book comes out. Nobody really likes it. So he basically becomes a teacher, helping writers get their books out. Comes across this kid that's super cocky. He has an idea for a book, and he's like, "Dude, I've got this book. The plot is super sick. It's gonna be the best plot that anybody's ever seen." Supposedly, there's like 7 plots that are in the world, in the book they list all type of 7 plots, like the hero's journey, all these different types of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there's like 7 of them, and this guy's got this one that is no one's ever heard of it. It's one of those ones where it's going to be like they're going to make movies about it, and they're going to be talking about it, and it's going to be on the New York Times bestseller list. So the guy's like, "Okay, whatever, dude, I'll try to help you." And eventually the guy tells him the plot because it's just part of his, the teaching class. Yeah. And so the guy's like, "Whoa, you're right, dude. That's a crazy plot." So like a couple years goes by, he checks out and he's like, "Oh, the books never came out. I've been wanting to see where this book is." And he checks it out and I was like, "Oh, the dude's dead that was going to do the plot." So what's the guy to do?
Yeah.
He's got to write the book.
Yeah.
And then then it fast forwards another couple years. It's on the New York Times bestseller list, Oprah, yada yada. It's got all the accolades. Steven Spielberg is going to make the movie and all this stuff.
Okay.
And then he gets an email that says you're a liar. Yeah. And then that becomes a process of him getting emails, him getting texts, him getting like Twitter messages, him getting just like, "Nope, today's the day where I'm going to start, where stuff's going to start heating up." And it's just a story of this guy going down into madness. And then he figures out like, okay, now I got to trace back people that know this kid. And then I got to trace back that kid's family. And then I got to trace back that kid's, like, all these different things. And then he gets to the finale of the book. And it's just, when it hits the finale, my brain was just like firing on all cylinders, man. It's just like the revelation that happens at the end. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Never even got close to figuring out what was going on, but I'm sure so many people out there would get it. But I loved it. I loved it a lot. It's called The Plot. Guess there's a second one called The Sequel. We'll see if I read that one because
what if there'll be a third one called The Prequel?
Hope not. Hope not.
It'll just be called the third one.
Hope not, man.
That's good.
Penguin was really good, but other than that, man, that's been my week. Nice. Jack, over to you.
I've had like kind of I'd say like a mid to good week. Started off the week like semi-depressed. Don't even really know why, but yeah. But I got out of that funk. I've been trying to do my best of changing my thinking, counting my blessings and such.
And then praying for plagues.
Yeah, I prayed for plagues. But I went and saw Terrifier 3 last night, and
See it with your mom?
no, I went and I just saw it by myself. And
You're a wild man.
Crazy.
and bruh, like, it was fucked, dude. It was really messed up. Like, I don't even want to, I can't even talk about it on the podcast, for one. Like, explaining anything that Art does in that movie is, like, you can't.
He's just out there having fun, man.
Have any of you seen any of you guys see like the teaser trailer for Terrifier 3 where he's dressed up as Santa in a family home?
Yes, I did see that one, yeah.
Okay, well, that starts off the movie.
Oh, okay.
That's the first 15 minutes of the movie. And, oh, man. It's,
So does it happen directly after the second one?
No.
Okay.
It is a sequel to the second one.
Okay.
Because it's got the same two main characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got the two same main characters.
Yeah.
And then a couple of people are brought back from the first Terrifier movie, I think.
Okay.
Chris Jericho is in it.
Oh yeah, he was in the second one too at the end of it, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, that is right. He
Yeah.
was at the end of the second one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He gets his face ripped off,
Oh, nice.
just like grabbed through the eyes and the mouth and ripped off.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that is the way to do it. But yeah, it was messed up, dude. Besides that, pretty good. I think I prefer the second movie more.
At any
But-
point, were you about to walk out?
I almost threw up a couple of times, man.
Wow.
I did. Oh yeah, they gave me a barf bag.
What?
Yeah,
Did you save it?
I still have it at the house. I didn't bring it,
Oh man, that'd be a cool thing to put on the wall
but
with barf in it. Sweet.
they were like, "Are you gonna want a barf bag?" I was like, "I'll take one."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fucked up. One cool fact about it, the guy that plays Santa Claus in Terrifier 3, who ends up getting fucked up by Art the Clown, he is possibly setting a record this year for being the first guy to play the same character in 2 different movies. Because he's playing Santa in this movie, and he's going to be coming out in another movie in November that's more of a family-friendly Santa movie.
Ah, I gotcha.
Both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Huh is right.
It's wild, man.
And how he dies is pretty crazy. Freaking Art the Clown, or whatever his name, he pulls out, it looks like a fire extinguisher, but it's liquid nitrogen.
Oh,
And he's got him, like, tied up to this
Aw.
chair or whatever.
Poor guy.
And he goes all over the lower half of him first, including his hands. And then he pulls out, like, a little chisel hammer and just goes, ah! Starts breaking away everything.
Yeah.
yeah, that'll do it.
It was hardcore. I shouldn't have said that. Spoilers, big spoilers. But that's just one of a billion kills that happen in that movie.
Yeah.
But also I found out that my favorite drummer of Night vs. Aura Comprada, he has a new band. It's called House of Protection. And it's essentially Fever 333, but they just left the vocalist. And now it's just the ex-guitarist of the Chariot and him. And they both do vocals.
Ah.
And it's not bad, dude. It's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of, like, 90s alternative metal mixed with Gorillaz. Sort of.
Odd.
When you listen to it, you'll be like, I see where Jackson's coming from. But it reminds me of, like, the 90s, like, heavier alternative scene, if that makes any sense. Like Stabbing Westward, stuff like that. And I get a little bit of Prodigy vibes, too.
Okay, I'll check that out.
I'll send you a link or whatever. But yeah, House of Protection, they're pretty fucking dope. I hope that doesn't mean that they're going to stop doing Night Versus stuff. But yeah. Yeah, other than that, that's basically been my week, man. Freaking discovering that new band. Oh, new Chat Pile album came out. I listened to the whole thing on the way to work the morning it came out. And I dig it. I know it's stuff that you guys aren't going to like at all. Because, I don't know, that band just scratches a certain, I don't know, musical itch, so to speak, that no other bands are scratching, so.
Not gonna lie, I just don't like the name Chat Pile. That's a huge part of it. That, makes me not even want to listen to the music.
Yeah, the Chat Pile, Chat Pile I found out is like a thing in Oklahoma where it's like just, I think what was it, Pitcher, Oklahoma or something like that? It's now a complete ghost town.
Yeah.
And it's because they were doing like a bunch of lead mining and stuff there. And so like the water all around is poisoned.
Ruined,
like
yeah.
a lot of the buildings are in danger of being caved in because of all the mining that's happened around there.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, if you live there, good chance that you're gonna die of cancer.
Lead poisoning.
And and like all the toxic piles there are actually called chat piles. Like the toxic waste is actually called chat. So that's where the name comes from.
Sounds like a good place to buy cheap property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then flip it.
Yeah, and flip it. Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
It sounds like one of those like commercials where you see like a dude standing in front of a helicopter and it was like, "This is what I do for a living, and this is gonna make you money."
Yeah,
Stuff like
exactly.
that.
I gotta watch the Ritual. That was pretty fun. I've been trying to watch.
The Netflix movie, The Ritual?
Yeah.
Is that the one about the friends that go out to the woods
Yes.
after one of them dies?
Yeah, just a bunch of bros hanging out in the woods. Yeah.
That movie was wild, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of got like shades of Blair Witch meets like that one movie that me and Kyle watched, The Endless.
Oh, forget about that movie. That movie was dope.
That movie was dope.
The Endless.
Yeah, if you've not seen The Endless, I highly recommend that one.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for like an indie movie.
Yeah.
Like an pretty indie movie. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Tell it had a really low budget.
That's okay. I love low budget films. Love them.
Simple premise.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I love that movie so much that I checked out all of the rest of like the director's movies, and I liked every single one of them.
I'm gonna put that in my phone real quick so I can remember that for later.
And
The
it wasn't
Endless.
until like after I watched that movie that I found out that The Endless is technically, I don't want to say a sequel, but it's just another movie that's part of the same universe as this other movie, and then they clash together. That's the best way I can describe it.
You should put The Covenant on your list too.
The Covenant, is that good? Is it good? Oh,
Let's go.
Look at 2 out
One
of
of my
3.
favorite Sebastian Stan movies, dude. Like the first Sebastian
If you-
Stan movie I ever saw.
If you've never seen it, it's worth watching.
Is it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I got Smile, The Covenant, and The Endless. Nice.
Have you seen The Expanse?
No.
What?
What no.
The main character from The Expanse is
Okay.
also in The Covenant.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, right?
Maybe.
I want to say he's also in The
something
Covenant.
like that. I'd have to look it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Okay.
man, you just unlocked a crazy memory of me watching that in theaters, dude.
The funny thing is, man, if you take away a lot of their like little wind powers, it just looks so funny if you think about it. It's just all they're like,
Yeah.
like charging up a ball of air. And
Magic.
magic.
Yeah.
The only thing that I remember about that
Charging a ball
movie,
magic.
the only thing that I remember about that movie is they used that power at one point to like make a girl's skirt go up at the club or some shit.
And it's like one of those. It's like a cool montage part, right? It's like
Yeah.
doesn't he do it,
Our
like,
power.
he
Yeah.
just like walks by.
So a bunch of magic people being creeps on people. Nice.
Hell yeah, it was early 2000s hotness.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it like the more you use it, the faster you like die or something, or like your life force does something or becomes evil, or I can't remember the exact.
What is the crux of all that stuff?
Yeah, it's like the
There's
more you use it, the more you turn bad or something.
or isn't there like a age limit you hit and then something happens or
Yeah, I can't remember the entire details of it, but the overall plot I remember quite a bit. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
You'll like it. Yeah.
I want to say about 3/4 the way through the movie, I think what happens is they lose their penises if they don't use their powers enough.
I
Yes,
got you.
that's
Yeah.
probably what
That
happens.
sounds
Yeah.
right. That sounds right.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. It's no magic powers. It's all in the penis.
It's like a turtle. It just goes back in its shell and then
Yeah.
come out when it's
Yeah.
ready. You know?
Yeah. When it's cold too. Or when you're at the doctor's.
Right. Yeah. That's really embarrassing. Just give me the hot doctor or nurse, and then have the appointment.
You know, and if you do believe in God, it's like, hey, the same thing that happens with spiders, like in their limbs, happens with our penises. It's like God's like, I'm gonna do it with spiders, and I'm gonna do it with that penis.
Oh, where they go like this? Where they-
Yeah, the reason that if you kill them, that's why they shrink up is because they don't have blood pumping through their arms and stuff anymore.
That's right.
It's all like blood related, and spiders can only, like from what I've seen, spiders can only really attack you for just a little bit. Same
Yeah.
thing with like snakes. Yeah. Snakes and sparklers.
Snakes are crazy. Do you guys watch that Uzumaki show on HBO yet?
I watched
have
Penguin
not.
last night. That's
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff in that show.
I didn't. I
two
thought,
episodes are out.
I thought Penguin was a Sunday show.
I watched episode 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I still gotta watch episode 3.
Tell us about Uzumaki.
It was pretty good. It gets more into like the younger guy
Yeah,
story.
I started it, but I can't even remember why I had to stop. But I got to the point like where he was like on the roof, and then the end of Batman
The flood
happens. The
hits.
flood hits, and
Yeah.
then you see it go towards his apartment,
That part's rough,
He
dude.
started calling his mom and all that.
and
yeah.
that's exactly when I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
It's rough, dude.
Yeah, pretty rough. Good show though. Great CGI and
Nice.
everything. It shot really well.
How's the past week been for you, bro?
It's been pretty good.
Any new media?
Just The Bachelor Australia season 1.
Nice.
Didn't you tell me
Nice.
to watch that, Jackson?
I told you to watch Love on the Spectrum.
I know. I remember Love on the
Australia.
Spectrum. I know somebody said The Bachelor Australia was. It's in my head that somebody said it. I don't know.
I don't know. I bet that would be cool though.
Dude, it was really good. It was really, really good. And like you guys are thinking, like, what is Connor talking about? Like, let me tell you what I'm talking about. So this guy, Tim, tall, dark, and handsome, right?
bet.
Tall,
Yeah.
tall, handsome fella.
Yeah.
Most Tims are.
Yeah, and like every episode starts with him taking a shower, and he's like so ripped, and like
Yeah.
he's either like getting out of the surf or going into the surf and then showering and then talking about what he's trying to achieve and all that, you know. And then you meet all the women. There's a lot of standout women in Australia, I just got to say, and the accent helps. But then like the first few episodes, I'm just like, dude, this is so shallow. Like they're not even talking about anything important, you know, as far as like actual dating and all that. Mm-hmm. And then I started to realize a few episodes in, I'm like, oh, what's going on is when they get to the more deeper conversations at the beginning, they're like doing the whole like monologue of someone else talking over that part of it. Like, okay, so they're cutting off a lot of the more deeper stuff in the beginning. And then like halfway through the show, you do start to get to like more of like people's stories, and like you feel like there's actual like relationships going on, at least in that season of that show, The Bachelor Australia season 1. And it's like there's several times whenever Tim, I feel like his like character really shines and like who he is, and it's like, okay, this guy is like a really genuine dude outside of this whole environment. And like this really hot chick tries to kiss him like the first night, and he doesn't let her kiss him, I think out of respect for all the other women, you know. But it was a really good watch. And then like I feel like he really did choose the right woman at the end. And I looked it up, and they're still married like 10 years later, like 2
wow.
kids, and they're considered one of the more successful couples considering they're still together, you
I
know.
would say so.
Yeah,
Oh.
usually those just like break off after the first, like, you know,
Yeah.
they get out of the show.
A lot of it, like a lot of the winners, apparently it's just like, yeah, the person was just there to like become famous
Yep.
and get the stuff after
Yep.
The Bachelor, whatever that could be, you know.
Yeah, what comes after The Bachelor?
I think
How
like
many famous people are coming from The
for
Bachelor?
women, there's like a lot of like job opportunities for like modeling or like,
Yeah.
you know,
Now influencing.
yeah, just jobs of different kinds, you know. And then guys, it's like, I don't know what you could really get for being a guy. Maybe the same opportunities, modeling and stuff. I'm not quite sure what the opportunities would be.
Man, I would love to know the statistic for, because you know, almost it seemed like what you're just saying. Everything like all the American versions of all these dating shows seems pretty fake. The reasons why they get on there and all that stuff like that. Because I've watched a lot of those kind of shows with Rachel, like Love Is Blind, all those kind of things. And even on Love Is Blind, they will be like, towards the end of it, you know, they will be like, oh, this guy from this season hit me up in my DMs. And they're like, they will be talking about that kind of stuff. It's almost like they did it on purpose to get with somebody else from another thing. But the statistic I would like to know, are other countries' versions of these dating shows, do their relationship longevity, is it better? Or do those shows actually work in those countries for those people? Or is, you know, because is it fake everywhere is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Not on The Bachelor Australia season 1.
Right.
I can tell you that for sure. It felt extremely real for me. Like, there were some girls that kind of got towards the end that I'm like, do they actually have real feelings for this guy? And then I think that they did prove to me that they did have feelings for him. So it's like, it did feel real to me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But then I started watching The Bachelor, the American version, season like 24. And this guy is like a pilot. He seems like a normal, good dude. Apparently he lost the Bachelorette the prior season, and like he was like the third one or something. And like seems like a really good dude. But they do like a flash forward montage of stuff that happens in the season, and like at some point at the end he like freaks out, and I think he might have got a girl pregnant. It seems like he's hooking up with a lot of the chicks. Like, it's the polar opposite of what I saw on the Australian season 1. Like the first episode, this guy, like any girl that tries to mac on him, he lets them mac on him. He's like any hot girl that's macking, he's all about it. And it's just like, man, it doesn't feel like he's actually trying to get to know anybody. He's just like, all right, if you want to do it, you know.
So it's like wholesome versus wholesome.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And like, for me, it's like he's saying all the right things, but then his actions are telling me everything, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can see like a lot of the girls that are genuine and there to like find love and all that, they're like getting very upset very quickly, because it's not just that. There's like all this drama and like the first like 4 episodes, there's like group dates and then there's like solo dates. The solo dates are fine, but then like the group dates, each one keeps getting crashed by like BS drama, you know? And then like on the like 4th episode, a girl that got kicked off the week before comes back, and she's like, all these people had an opinion of me and then you kicked me off. And he's like, you know what, you're right. And it's all this like, it's very much like fake.
Yeah.
It's very fake in my opinion. And the girl that didn't choose him the prior season ends up on there like 2 or 3 times, and she's like trying to hook up with him again, and it becomes a whole thing. And yeah, it's like I said, complete opposite. The Australian season 1 seemed very real to me. Bachelor season 24 seems extremely fake to me. So that's just my opinion. I don't know. I haven't seen the end of it, but that's kind of where my week was at. Just could not get enough of Tim.
Hell yeah, bro.
The Bachelor.
It sounds like a great guy.
You just have Tim in your life everywhere, man.
Dude, once you see this guy, you'd be like, oh yeah, like I want my sister to date this guy.
Tim.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's a very cool guy. And there's amazing women on that season of that show as well, man.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
Yeah.
there's a lot of women that I would have been lucky to even have an afternoon with, you know, just to talk to.
Sure.
So yeah, very cool.
But they're lucky to have Tim to talk to.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, one thing
They had him. Trust me, they were rubbing him down, and yeah.
Anybody get sent home for just going down the zip line all day?
I don't think so.
Hey, you need to be focusing on Tim more, not the zip line.
Yeah.
We all love zipline. One thing that bugs me about like some of those Bachelor shows is like they'll be having their date, and then it's like completely obvious it's staged. Like the girls will be talking inside and be like, "Man, she's with Tim right now, and I should be out there with Tim." And then they'll be like, she'll fucking leave the group meeting and go join their date and be like, "Hey, can you come with me?" And like try to take him away and take him off. And it's like the other girl's like, "What are you doing? I'm having a date right now with this dude. Like, what the fuck is happening right now?" You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this episode.
It happens at the first every episode. The first episode, that's what happens.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 girls that had already had time with him will pull him away again, and like I'm just gonna say like it's very rude, but it's very expected at the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you got to know they've all watched the show, or they're all being okay. It's one of two things: they're being trained, they're being told to do that, or they've watched the show so many seasons in a row they just know that's what you do when you're on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
But you got to know they've all watched the show if they're going to be on it.
I bet after the first episode, Tim set expectations with him, sat them all down, set expectations with him. I'd like to see those scenes where he's setting expectations around proper etiquette on solo dating.
Yeah, I mean, there are several situations where he does start to like I said, get into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it'll cut off like the audio. You'll still see him talking to the girl,
Yeah.
but you'll hear like either the girl talking or Tim talking over that. So like it does keep a lot of those private conversations pretty private, you know. So I really do recommend it. It's on Hulu right now.
The Bachelor with Integrity. I like it.
The Bachelor Australia season 1. So I'm just saying, if you're into romance shows,
Yeah.
I think you would like it. There obviously is some fake stuff that like not like fake, but like things are set up to like dates and stuff like that. And like like they go to like horseback riding and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's less about the drama and more about the love. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
All right.
And then also The Golden Bachelor at season 1. Still watching that. That's the weekly, so kind of slower burn on that one. But there was another fake bowl of cereal this week. I think it was Cheerios. And another dude took a scoop and ate it, man. I'm like, dude.
Oh my god.
So it's definitely edible. If people are eating these things.
At least they think it's edible until I take that first bite, and people behind the scenes are going, no!
That'd be such a great prank to play.
Like those old men are doing it again. They're eating that shit again.
We put the fake cereal out there and he ate it. Oh, man.
That's fucking awesome. So Connor, what started this genesis? Was it seeing the commercial with the lady on there and that wanted you to start watching it, or was it like
Commercial with the lady.
well, seeing like the original Bachelor, like the Bachelor, Golden Bachelor, with this girl? Was it like seeing the trailers during football that got you to want to watch
no.
it?
I think all of us want another catalyst.
No,
that's got you started on
I-
watching Bachelor stuff.
I told you guys about this the other day. Like, I was watching one of those like late night things. I want to say it was Jimmy Kimmel or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
You saw the same clip I saw.
Yeah.
The guy standing around cooking.
It was the Asian fellow. I'm blanking on his name right now. Some Charles L. And he's like, wow, look at the cabinets, and like he's opening the fridge. He's like, oh, it's full of meat. Like he's a very innocent Asian man, and I'm like, and then there's some other guys in there that were pretty funny too about how they were reacting. I'm like, I gotta watch this, man.
Okay, yeah.
And then that's like, okay, I caught up on that, and then Hulu naturally will put stuff in your feed, and I saw Bachelor Australia. I'm like, you know what? Australia?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And then I got hooked in like the other.
See, I'd like to see
different ways.
I like to see Bachelorette Australia, where it's a bunch of Australian guys and the one girl, and I just want to see all the guys like all meathead buffed up, like oh fuck off, cunt, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was like Thursday night, still a work night, and I stayed up to like 11 watching The Bachelor Australia season 1 just because it was just like I had to keep getting more, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Can't get enough of him.
Could you play a drinking game with how many times you heard the word Sheila? Was there a lot of Sheila?
I didn't hear that at all.
No Sheila.
No Sheila?
No Sheila.
Yeah, I feel
Not
like
one
let's.
Sheila.
I feel like let's maybe.
Or is that a New Zealander thing?
No,
or?
I believe that's Australian, but maybe it's like more of the country part of Australia versus where coastal cities and everything like that. Maybe they're like being out here in the Midwest versus New York or Pennsylvania or something.
Mm-hmm.
Was Russell Crowe mentioned at all during it?
No Russell Crowe, but they all did have accents. They just
of course.
they didn't have a lot of I guess dialect that would be I don't know, whatever you would call that popular outside of their country that we would know. I'm not quite sure.
I gotcha.
The
It's just-
Crocodile Dundee
They
thing?
talk,
Yeah, it is.
they talk very normal. It's just in a Australian accent. And,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
good stuff.
You're honestly making me want to watch it with Rachel, probably.
Nice.
Oh yeah, if you've got a girlfriend or like a significant other of any kind, man or woman, it's definitely worth watching.
Or you're just by yourself, right?
Yeah. Gave me a lot of great date ideas,
No kidding. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And aside from that, I did update some of my wardrobe at home. I have like a lot of basic Old Navy shirts that I use for like base layers and like days when I'm just not like wanting to wear a graphic tee or whatever. And like I've noticed for a long time that they just don't quite fit me, and I just didn't want to spend the money to like get new shirts,
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Kohl's was having a sale on some of the Sonoma
Boom, I
brand.
was going to say, get some Sonoma.
Yeah, they feel good, and like the main thing is that they fit my shoulders, man. And like I feel like that's where the Old Navy went wrong, is that like the shoulders weren't long enough, so it made the it made the arms not long enough, and that made it to where when I lifted my arms up, the bottom lifted up really easily, you know?
Yeah.
So I think by having enough room in the shoulders, like, yeah, it just fits overall better, and I feel less tightness in the upper body, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when a shirt doesn't fit, it does feel tight up here, you know?
They still having a sale?
It was a 25% sale. I don't know if they're still having a sale. I'm assuming that they probably will, because it seems like every company has sales all the time.
Yeah.
They're just looking for a reason to get people in there nowadays. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't look like a sale, it's like, sale?
Yeah. Exactly.
I know I love sales.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went ahead and signed up for a Kohl's card, or not a card, but their account, so
Yeah.
that way I can start building points. And
That Kohl's Cash is nice. Rachel gets it a lot.
yeah, so I'm gonna start.
Can't wait to see some of these Sonoma shirts on you, bro.
Yeah, they're just the basic ones.
That's what I wear all the time.
Probably gonna get some sweaters. Like I already have a few sweaters from them, but probably gonna get a few more.
I like their flannels too.
Yeah,
They have a nice like thick material to them, but
Oh, I like thick
Yeah.
flannels.
you know how sometimes flannels, like the outside, you have that flannel material, and you also have that on the inside. I don't like
yeah.
that feeling on the inside. The Sonoma ones, you don't have that feeling on the inside,
Ooh,
Right, yeah.
Nice.
and that's what
that's what you want. Yeah,
that's what you want.
yeah, you want something soft on the skin, you know?
All
Like it's hugging
that
you.
you want is a little flannel.
yeah. That's
Feels good on this. Man, I wish I could finish it. Help me, Jack.
What?
Nothing.
But yeah, I did get a black and dark green flannel from JC Penney, because it really struck me as like, okay, you see the black and red a lot, so I'm like, I'll go with the black and dark green. So I'm gonna mix that in my wardrobe. I got a Wrangler denim shirt, buttoned down, snap button.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The pearl snaps.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Dude,
Love pearl snaps, dude.
Dude, it looks good, man. It looks real good.
Does it?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of fashion, because everybody that knows me knows that I do like to buy clothes. I'm not the kind of guy that's just like gonna buy clothes once and then like not again for like 10 years. It's like I really can't stop buying clothes, and part of it is like I don't always like the clothes that I buy.
Yeah.
So it's like I think I'm gonna like something a lot, and then I buy it, and then it's like I wear it, and it's like, man, I really don't feel comfortable in this, or I don't like the way I look. So it's just like trying to refine a lot of that and get my style honed in. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun looking at stuff and seeing something that's like, oh, dude, I could really see myself wearing this all the time. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's part of me, and I accept that. And it is what it is.
Because I mean, the older you get, the more you realize like you don't have a lot of this extra free time. So like when you're mostly out most of the time, you're at work. So why not feel comfortable the whole time there? You know what I'm saying? Why be uncomfortable for 8 to 10 hours a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to present myself well. I don't want to be like a slob or whatever, you know. So feels good. I'm gonna keep buying some more. Like I was looking at some LL Bean shirts, but they're so fucking expensive, dude. Some more like I was gonna get like a darker denim shirt, but I'm like, dude, $65 for this shirt. Like it's not. It's like it's on the edge of like what I would want to spend on a shirt like that, but it's a high quality shirt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get some new shoes. Not the shoes you think that a hipster would buy, because I'm not a hipster. Okay,
Sure.
More of a darker, like a boot, not like a pretty boy.
Because you ain't no pretty boy.
I'm not no pretty boy. I'm gonna get in the mud. I'm gonna get dirty. I'm gonna
Nah.
get my hands wet.
I've been wanting to get myself some boots lately too.
Oh my gosh, what am I hearing from you guys? Hey, you guys do you, man.
Boots look
You
great
guys
in
are
the
gonna-
wintertime, man.
They do. You guys are gonna look good. I know you are.
I wear boots when I ride my motorcycle normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My feet just don't feel good.
they're okay.
Boots.
It's like tennis shoes don't always apply to every outfit, and I think that's
true.
what I'm running into. It's
Yeah.
like I would like something that it's like, okay, I put this boot on and it just goes with every pair of pants that I have, you know.
Yeah.
So, pair of pants.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, that's about it. Like a lot of looking online for clothes and planning ahead, saving money, still trying to get to where at the end of the year when I go try to get a house that I've got more than I need and not less than I need.
Yeah.
There's a chance that they're gonna be like, no, you need more, and I'll be like, okay. So, but we'll see. Just like I said a few weeks ago, excited for the future, seeing what's gonna happen. But,
Yeah.
Daily growth, right?
Daily growth.
yeah, just trying to take it one day at a time, not trying to think too far ahead, which is usually my problem. So, yeah, one day at a time. That's it.
Nice.
Sometimes you gotta live in the now.
Yeah.
Can't take it with you when you're gone.
Nope. You leave it. In fact, you leave it all.
You're right. The words of AA and Henne, take it a day at a time.
Yeah.
Man, lately, Anakin just got a new girlfriend.
Oh.
That's hot.
Her name, she's actually got the same name as my mom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But
Dude, every time I see a girl on a dating site with our mom's name, she has to be so hot for me to swipe yes on her. And then even when I do, it's like if we end up talking, I'm gonna have to call her by her middle name or something. Like I'm not gonna be able to call her by her first name. That's
or maybe call her by some cool initial set.
or maybe just shorten it to like Lee or something.
What the telemarketers would do when they called mom.
Yeah,
Lee Hobbs.
Lee Hobbs. Oh, you probably cut that last name out.
Put a little bleep on that. Are we speaking to Mrs. Lee?
But he asks me for advice quite often. Like, hey, Dad, what did you do when you were in high school? Certain situations like this. And
Slap her in the back of the head and run away.
like, yeah, dude,
Only way to do
get your
it.
spit wads ready.
I still do that.
But it's like a daily thing because he's had girlfriends in the past, but they never really lasted. You know what I'm saying? And
He wants it to work.
This is like his first serious girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Where they're like, day by day, he comes home and he's like, Dad, today we hugged. Dad,
That is
today,
adorable.
Dad, today we like held hands, and it was super weird. And I was like, is that the first time we were held hands to girl? He's like, yeah. I was like, so now, because I've held your hand before, your hands are clammy as hell, dude. Imagine that with a girl. Wash your hands, dog. And like every day, I give him like more little advice, tips and stuff. And wanted some advice that, because I think there's a dance that's about to happen. And I was trying to give him advice on like, I was thinking in my head things I could give him advice on. I was like, man, dancing is not one of those things. And then I was thinking, I wish there was like a community center course you could take for just like how to dance at a dance or how to dance at a club. Like, hey, this is a whole course on how to not look like a freaking idiot when you go to a bar or when you go to a, like, hey, today's course is how you dance at a Western bar.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna work on our line dancing.
I can give him some advice.
Really?
Don't lock eyes with somebody and then dance and then have a circle form around you.
Hands up, yeah. That screwed you over hard, man.
I was not expecting that.
I just don't think you.
I didn't think that happened. I did not think that was a real life thing. That freaking.
This really happened?
It was real life. Yes, it did
Okay.
happen.
He lost.
I forget.
Oh, you lost. I'm sorry, man.
I wasn't trying to be in one though.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It just happened to be that.
just happened.
I don't even know how it happened.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Naturally, it happened.
You see it in the movies all the time.
It literally was like a movie. And thank God there was some dude that was dressed as a cowboy there that bailed me out, man.
Hell yeah.
I looked at him and he's like, I see you struggling, man. I'm coming in. And he comes in with the hat. He's like,
Fucking right. Good people, man. Cowboys.
yeah, man, good people.
It's kind of like Smiley. He passed it on to you. Passed it on to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
But I was cutting a rug, let me tell you. I just ran out of moves, man.
It happens.
I only got enough moves to like pass it back to me a third time, and then I'm like, oh shit, man. When it comes back to me a third time, I'm like, oh god, man, I'm running out of stuff, man. Do the pancake dance.
And therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish there was a community center course that I could take that was like, hey, here's how you actually dance with a female at a club.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of YouTube videos.
There are YouTube videos, but it would be nice to have, an instructor.
It would be nice, but
There's
you gotta
dance
pay for it.
studios.
You got to pay if you want to play.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, a community center course.
Yeah.
Like at the rec center. I think a lot of those classes were free. I'm almost positive they were.
That's what you do.
That's
You
why-
learn
that's
how
why
to
the
do
rec center
it.
closed.
And you learn how to do it, and then you teach at one of these centers. No. No.
Yeah, I've watched some videos and like it's definitely doable to learn how to dance through the YouTube videos. They're pretty good, and you can, like I said, watch them many times, slow them down. I've learned a few hip hop dance moves off of that. I haven't practiced them in a while, but I'm pretty sure I could do them still. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can find online.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, are there any other things that you guys could think of, like for a community course that should be taught, and is like you just don't know how to do it?
Okay, I didn't know the whole. I didn't think that last few words were going to be on that sentence, because like when I was thinking of a stupid community center thing, I was thinking like rain stick.
Okay.
You know, from like kindergarten.
Yeah.
Just a class on rain stick. Like everybody gets their own rain stick, and like it's just the whole class, everybody playing with that and like following the instructor and like making it like a storm inside of a small room. So it's like it gets really noisy and stuff.
Okay.
Kind of be cathartic in some ways, I think, and people can kind of like let loose. Maybe start screaming a little bit, you know.
Bring their recorders in and play, you know, whatever on their recorders as well. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe she teaches you how to weave a straw hat.
Ooh. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Straw hat.
I would teach classes for the dumbest things. Clapping. Hold out one hand. Now hold out the other at an approximate distance. Now smack them really hard together until you get this sound. Repeat. 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 Repeat.
Again.
Works.
That's interesting, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing one out there. I wasn't thinking about anything.
Teach a class on cookie, I'll tell you that.
I need a class on cooking. For sure.
Cookie.
Cookie too. Yeah, cookie.
Cookie.
Cookie. Yeah, I'm I need a cookie too.
I've had like 3 of them now, 3 or 4. They're good.
Sounds like 4. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to go just like a little community class on just how to make some shoes.
Make shoes, yeah.
Yeah, just a nice little cobbler class.
Yeah.
You know,
like that.
that's what Daniel Day-Lewis has been doing.
Really? That's what he's been doing since he stopped acting?
Yeah, he makes
Making shoes?
Yeah, that's what he's been doing. And supposedly he's gonna come out of retirement to be in his son's movie. His son's like wrote a movie or whatever, and he's gonna be in it.
Yeah. And he's got what, 3 Oscars? Is that what it is?
God, I don't know.
Yeah. Something like that.
There Will Be Blood and Gangs of New York.
Yeah, and then one he did like back in the 80s or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You talking
can't
about
remember
the
what it
one
is.
where he was like a paraplegic or something like that? I might be thinking of the
Maybe.
wrong thing. It's like the thing like where he's almost kind of like Stephen Hawking in a way. He can't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to physically mimic him.
Yeah. ALS, is that what it is that Stephen Hawking had? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a class that teaches us about different diseases and
That'd be a good one.
disabilities and
The
stuff like that.
difference between cerebral palsy and autism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go to that class.
Yeah.
Diseases for layman's.
Yeah.
I'd take that course.
Absolutely. Like Lou Gehrig's disease. Okay. What is it? How do I identify it?
Why do we not have an app that tracks Lou Gehrig wherever he goes?
Lou Gehrig bit me. Do I become Lou Gehrig?
Pretty good.
Oh, God.
I'm not Osama bin Laden. I'm Osama bin Diesel. Explain it. That's, to me, is still one of the funniest bits I've ever seen in my life, man.
Damn it, Jack.
What?
Using other people's bits on the podcast, you got to stop that shit.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
All right. So,
Because people watch this and they'll be like, that was a good bit, Jackson.
Jackson does have the
That
best
wa-
references.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jackson's got the greatest references of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as like classes that could be beneficial to a lot of people, just like learning how to respect people. I think that'd be a great class for people to take.
Yeah.
I think I already know a lot about how to respect people, but I think there's a lot of people that don't know how to respect, just, regular workers out in the world, or, because like you see people mistreat like waitresses or waiters and
Yeah.
be a-holes out of nowhere just for no reason, just because they feel a certain way.
Yeah.
So I think that could be beneficial to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially older generations. I think something like that would help out a lot of these guys that are hitting on those cashiers at whatever stores they go to, and they think it's all right. So I agree on that. Yeah, that would be a very helpful class.
Another question for you guys. Spooky season.
Spooky season.
Yeah. What scares you guys about today's world? Yeah. Inflation?
Right,
Not really,
yeah.
man. Surprisingly, a lot of people are afraid of a lot of things like that, and that's their hill that they're gonna die on. But I mean, I'm not really afraid of that. I don't know why. I'm just not. You know.
Yeah.
I really am kind of like scared of the whole thing of
The growth of the economic man.
No, what was that movie about? Dude gets frozen in time, wakes up in the future, everyone's dumb.
Captain America.
No,
Idiocracy.
No, Connor's got the best references. Hell yeah.
Genius.
That was
Genius.
quick as fuck, dude.
That was a good one.
Man.
Idiocracy.
Yeah,
That
but
deserves another
Idiocracy.
cookie.
Yeah, that's a cookie.
We are getting ridiculously close to Idiocracy.
Yeah.
We're like kind of like going towards Idiocracy / what the movie Wall-E was. Know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Yo.
And Encino Man.
We're just a bunch of walking Polly Shores.
Yeah. I'd vote for Terry Crews. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Can I
man.
vote for him right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna vote for him.
Sweet.
Yeah.
If he runs on electrolytes, I'll be there with him.
Absolutely. But what do
Of the
they do?
celebrities that I would like vote into president, Terry Crews would be a great one.
Yeah.
You think so? Well, you don't know his politics, so how do you know?
But he seems like a wholesome person.
just off of
every-
his personality, you'd vote for him.
Based off all the videos that I've seen of him like talking about the projects that he's been on, and also I've seen like this thing about where he like built a PC with his son,
I did see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
and he like
Nice.
built one for himself too, and he was just like, man, he's like, I'm loving this world now. So he's just you can just tell he's a wholesome dude.
What scares you, Caleb?
Cockroaches. That's the only thing that I'll ever fear.
Rad roaches.
Oh my god, yeah, please no. No way. Like I'll step on them. I don't lift up my shorts and go eek or
Where do you
anything
get-
like
where do you
that,
get them
or run
fire
away.
spewing roaches from
But,
fucking Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Big old motherfuckers.
Spewing fire all over
Yeah,
the place.
dude.
God, cockroaches that spew fire? No, thank you.
I thought those were like beetles.
Beetles, cockroaches.
Oh yeah, beetles. Yeah.
I mean, they're similar, but
How far away are they
Well,
from each other?
yeah.
I do know they have a weakness to bullets and a grenade going into them, which is
grenades to the back. Ooh.
yeah. I do know they have that. It's a pretty big weakness too. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that movie, man. So good. For
I
real
just-
cockroaches, though, that's kind of like what you're thinking, like.
Yeah, I'd say so. Those things are just nightmarish, and it's crazy that we still have cockroaches in today's world with all the different pests programs out there, and it's just wild that there's still so many. The reason I bring this up is because we get a lot of these home internets back in, and the
Wait,
amount.
say that again?
We get these home internets back in. They're little boxes, and about 80% of the ones we get back in like have roaches in it.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So
It sounds like you're saying home internets.
yes,
That's
A
what.
box.
That's what I was like.
Yes.
Wait, what did he just
some
say?
home internets.
We get a bunch of home internets in. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. We get devices in.
yeah, like little mobile
okay.
hotspots.
Yeah, yeah,
Or like the T-Mobile internet
yeah.
that I see commercials for.
Yeah.
The guys from Scrubs are on that commercial, right?
Yeah. Jason Momoa, I think, is in one of them. I want to
Yep.
say.
Do you know those guys?
I wish I've seen Scrubs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very joyful.
Yeah, and I've seen Jason Momoa in Stargate Atlantis. That was
Some say that's his best role.
yeah.
Some.
So
He
yeah.
stands out, I'll tell you that.
He does. He's a tall guy back then too. So it's not just a now thing that he's tall. It was back then too.
It's been a while.
But yeah, and that's what popped into my head when you said, "What do you fear?" Now it's that trend of how there's still so many cockroaches in this world. But yeah, just tie a bag around it and then put it in a box. And then I write, "Hey, cockroaches," so that way the warehouse doesn't get infested, because I'm sure they have the same percentage on cockroaches that go there. So I would never work in a warehouse that receives any sort of electrical device.
RMAs or any of that kind of stuff.
Any of that stuff. No way. Oh, yeah.
That sucks. What do I fear about the future?
About today's world.
I mean, I think mass hysteria over things, people just like not knowing about what's really going on in the world, and then believing things that are lies, and then assuming that those lies are gonna like destroy their life, in some way. I hear a lot of people just like saying things to me that are just like, they sound insane, and I'm like, dude, you need to take a step back, you need to breathe, and you need to like figure out for yourself what's going on with the world, not just like listen to other people. So that's something that I definitely worry about. Just because I feel like a lot of people don't even think for themselves, and I think that's the problem of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think more people need to question what's going on, think for themselves, and make their own decisions. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems like once you're in a group, whatever that group leader is talking about or steering the group towards, even if it's not something any individual in the group agrees with, they just go with it because that's I guess I got to go with this guy because he's my group leader. So yeah, I think that's a fair point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And some people don't want to defy their parents in a big way, and they feel like if they say something that may be different from like their opinion, that their parents will like disown them or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is a very real thing for a lot of people. Oh yeah. Luckily our parents haven't been like that, mainly because their parents were like that and they don't want that for us. So it's very complicated to navigate family stuff with, your own opinions on things. And like, how do you tell people that you love that you think that they're crazy by saying certain things,
Yeah.
Crazy by proxy.
And maybe crazy is the wrong word, but like inconsiderate and like self-absorbed in a way that doesn't allow people to see perspective. Yeah, that's what I would say is like a lot of people only see their own perspective and they only care about their own life. Yeah, and that's part of the problem.
Speak in absolutes.
Yeah,
right.
Like there's only one way to go. And it's like, well, no, there's more ways to this than what you're saying, and take a step back for a split second and think about the separate ways it's going to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Underdeveloped emotional intellect. Or,
Right.
Yeah.
You got any big words to throw in there, Jack?
Intelligence.
Advocate.
Advocate, yeah. Conjunction. Yeah.
And respect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Onomatopoeia. These are some big words I'm throwing in.
A confluence of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Osteoporosa is another fun one.
But I'm with you though, Connor. You see a lot of people that just in our little world, the way they talk, I'm just like, so if I were to tell you how I really feel about this situation, would you instantly think I'm just evil now?
Right.
Because of this one thing I believe or this one way I stand? It's like, am I all of a sudden, now that you've known me for like 8 years, if I were to tell you this one thing, would all that go out the window? Mm-hmm. Because that's how they speak. It's like, oh, I heard this about this person, and I'll never like them now. It's like, well, you heard that from a secondary source. It's like, think for yourself for a second. Don't just believe everything you read on Google.
Yeah, and like you can kind of tell how people are going to react by like the names that they just throw out there of like the calling people like certain degrading names. It's like, okay, you don't know this person yet you're going to talk to them like they're some piece of shit. Like, I don't think that that's very cool at all.
Yeah.
I think you do need to respect people and their cultures and their beliefs, and like think that, what if the tables were turned? What if your beliefs were the ones that were the minority and being questioned and being like, whatever. I think, a lot of people don't think that. They want to live in their own world.
Because how many times have you seen somebody and you a new person and you get a certain vibe from them, and then you actually get to know them and you're like, whoa, this vibe that I had of you for the last year was completely wrong. I just never gave you a chance to check out your vibe. you know, to actually see who you were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just because you see me have like a stern face doesn't mean I'm a stern guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. True that.
It's all different shades, you know?
Yeah. True.
This whole episode's been about growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fear people continuing to lack understanding. That's probably the best way for me to put it. Yeah.
Not being
And
open.
I'm not saying I'm
Yeah,
perfect.
open-mindedness.
things, yeah.
Yeah. So many closed-minded people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but every day I like to think that I'm trying my best to change a little bit more every day.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes we're all our own personal villain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been specifically this month really focused on not reacting to any emotions and trying to be proactive as much in my life. And like we were talking about it before the podcast, somebody parking in a favorite spot or something, and then you reacting off that situation. And then I've been trying to identify other people reacting off of their emotions as well, so that way I can get a better sense of how to talk to people that are reactive, because there's a lot of people out there that are just so reactive on their emotions, and it's hard to talk to them, like just like what you were saying, that closed-mindedness. It's hard to talk to those people, but you know, it's working out, and it's led to better conversations in my personal life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Deeper conversations.
No, yeah, deeper.
A big thing is just I've been trying to say it to myself a lot, and I've got it written down over there on my board. It's like, don't vocalize hate, even if I feel it. Because I mean, throughout my life, I've vocalized a lot of my hate for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's unwarranted and unwanted hate.
I mean, it's a fleeting feeling most of the time, you know?
Right. And if you step back for a second, and you think, how is this going to affect me tomorrow? No. Most of the time, whatever is affecting you right then is not going to affect you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And then, yeah.
You choose if it's going to affect you or not. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes all it takes is counting back from 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just realizing it's not worth it, you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
This time goes by so fast. So fast.
It just went by. There it went again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going.
Time is fleeting. Yeah. You guys want to go ahead and move into Yo Dude, check this out?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yo, dude. Hey, yo, what's up? Check this out. Yo, dude.
Yo, dude, check this out. Secret tomb found under Indiana Jones filming location in Petra.
What?
I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's like,
Are they filming a new one?
I don't know. Apparently, something going on.
Huh? They've already bled the franchise dry. I didn't think there was anything left.
There apparently there was this secret tomb, and at least 12 human skeletons and artifacts were found in there, estimated to be at least 2,000 years old.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty cool. Check it out. Skeletons.
Skeletons.
You guys ever think about like 1,000 years from now, someone pulling up your body and going, wow, look what we found here. This guy, you know what I'm saying? Being that person.
Let's resurrect him.
Yeah, your body be like, man, this guy's got fucked up knees.
Yeah. Look how much metal and extra body parts he's got inside of him. Yo, dude, check this out. Guess how many vertebrae are in the human neck?
In just the neck?
Just the neck part.
There's like
12?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 12. That's
7.
7.
Guess
My second guess is 7.
7?
Guess how many are in the owl of the neck of an owl? In the owl of a neck.
117.
32.
2. Just 2.
Just 2.
Only 2.
No. You got 14 in an owl's neck.
Fuck.
And supposedly they can turn 270 degrees. And the reason why they do all that is because their eyes don't move. They're just straight looking
Cylinders,
forward.
yeah.
So, and we've had that as a Yo-Do before, the cylinders thing. But the neck vertebrae, there's 14, and that's how they're able to do all that movement. In the
Flip their head upside down and shit. Like,
yes, in the humans, there's 33 vertebrae in your spine overall. We have 7 in the neck area, which they're called the cervical vertebrae. We have 12 vertebrae in the upper back area. Those are called the thoracic vertebrae. We have 5 vertebrae in the lower back area called the lumbar. 5 vertebrae in the pelvic area that fuse together to form the sacrum. Those are called the sacral vertebrae. And then the remaining 4 that fuse together to form the tailbone are called the coccygeal vertebrae. Yeah.
you had me at cock.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. I don't know how I got on that earlier this week, but I got really interested in owls. Looks up some shit.
They're cool.
I've got 2 quick ones here. Yo, dude, check this out. The average cost of obtaining a driver's license in Germany is about $3,300 US.
Because of the Autobahn?
The total includes fees for authorities and exams, learning materials, driving lessons, and tuition.
For what?
But-
Sorry, 3,000 for what again?
Just to get your driver's license.
Just drivers. Okay.
I wonder if that's because of the Autobahn.
Maybe. Doesn't the Autobahn go more than just Germany, though? Isn't it all over Europe?
I don't know.
Or at least a good stretch of Europe?
I don't know.
Another good class, international roads for this community center. International roads.
Right,
Yeah.
just a giant parking lot that's got a bunch of simulated stuff in there.
And
Like a giant European roundabout.
Or Hot Wheels on those carpets with the roads, but like, you know, hey.
Different speed bump types throughout the world.
It would be nice to have the signage though.
And the second part that I thought was funny on here, it says, in Japan, you can hire a person to apologize on your behalf. Technically, you can do that anywhere. It's not just Japan. Maybe Japan has an actual business where it's like, hey, we will apologize for you on your behalf. And that's the whole business.
What kind of accent is that for Japan? Very odd.
That is a man that moved to Japan that's from a different country.
That's fair. That's fair. Gotta be open minded about that.
Yeah.
What is he?
Clearly,
Why is he speaking English though?
Yeah, it almost sounds like he's kind of Indian.
Somebody the other day
a
was
little
like, give me your
bit?
best like Wisconsin accent, and I was somebody was like, give me your best Wisconsin accent. And I'm like, yeah, me and my wife just moved up here from New England, and well, we get back to the city every about twice a year, but since then we just been unpacking and just trying to get the feel of it. Like, you didn't know that people from Wisconsin can just be from anywhere too.
That's true, Jack.
yeah, that's true.
Yes, yo, dude, check this out. Today's International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. So be prepared for that. A global observance aimed at promoting efforts to reduce disasters, risk, and awareness about importance of being prepared for disasters. So, it's...
Oh, well, of course. My mom is all about that. I swear, once a month, she sticks her head in my room and she's like, if you need to fill up on gas, you better do it right now because it's about to hike up. And it never does. And then she's like, if there's anything that you want from the stores, you better go get it now because if you don't, then there's not going to be any more of it because the ship, like the dock's shutting down. And I'm like, that is going to get resolved probably within a week.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's how unions work, man. You go on strike, and then they bow to your needs, and then boom, strike's over.
Yeah.
That's how a good strike should work, at least.
Yeah.
it's like very rarely does like a strike go on for like longer than 2 or 3 months.
Especially something big like that, the president's usually going to intervene and be like,
Oh, yeah.
whoa. Get these, Christmas is coming. Get these.
Yeah.
And even being off that long, it's put us back a little while.
Yeah.
Just from the few days they were on strike.
But there's also been multiple times where the government was like siding with corporations and they're like, all right, send the police and the soldiers down there and break up that mining community. Send the batons in there.
The batons.
Yeah. Wales, country of Wales, they were very guilty of that shit.
Connor, you got some words of wisdom for us to get us out of here?
Yeah, do something nice for a stranger, and that kindness will go a long way. Yeah.
Kyle, do you need anything licked out of your eyeball? You got anything stuck in your eye that you need licked out? I'm trying to just be a good guy and do a good deed.
Doing something for your common man.
Yeah, well,
like what Connor said.
Yeah.
Okay. My eyes clean.
If you want to come over to my house tonight and take my contacts out with your tongue, that'd be cool.
God.
Yeah.
You can lick my eye. Yeah. We'll call it that.
They really get stuck on there later on in the day. It gets a little dry, so you're gonna have to, really.
I'm sure I've talked about it before, but there's that episode of Ripley's Believe It or Not where there was like this one old woman that lived in a town, and everybody just went to her in this town if they had something in their eyeball, and she would lick it out. She would brush her teeth and use mouthwash, and then that was,
Yeah, every time.
she wouldn't just go
Every
into
time.
it.
It's like a community event thing. Like, hey,
I'm about to faint, Jackson. I'm losing blood in here.
faint, Connor.
Hey, I legitimately threw up, but I also had a fever when I watched that episode, so.
Can we get the first on episode faint, please?
No. Like, I almost fainted the other day watching Salem's Lot. I don't know if I told you.
You told me about that at work.
Yeah.
Is it good? Not bad, or
I watched
what?
like the first 30 minutes of it, and then like this kid, like, he gets like turned or whatever, and he's like grabbing a blood bag and he's like ripping it open and drinking all the blood, and he's like covered in blood, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta turn it off. So
Yeah, there was a moment in Terrifier 3 that almost got me, and it was like a moment where someone takes a really sharp piece of glass and just all the way down the arm.
Fuck that. All right.
When I see stuff like that, it's like, it gets me.
Yeah.
Terrifier 3 was fucked, man.
That's why I don't like that.
I really wish I kind of wish I didn't go see it in theaters. I wish I would have just waited.
Yeah.
Because,
So you could take breaks.
yes. I wanted to pause it 15 minutes into that movie just to digest what I watched.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I don't like. It's like either the second or third John Wick movie when that chick commits suicide by cutting her wrist that way. I'm just like, man,
John Wick 2, yeah.
I'm not into that, man.
Yeah.
So you gotta take a step back.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
It just makes me feel sick every time I see wrist cuts.
Yeah. So if you're gonna kill yourself with a gun, man.
Yeah.
That's
Do it the right way.
Yeah.
Blow your fucking head off. Get a stick of dynamite. Just get a grenade. Just
Yeah, really cartoonish.
well, stick of dynamite, yeah. Gun to the head doesn't always work in every situation.
shotgun.
Shotgun, Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain was like, yeah, dude, this'll do it. It's like,
Man.
but I've seen like situations where like,
Do you have to explain it?
I'm gonna rig something up to where no matter what my
yo,
head
dude,
comes
check
off.
this out. I've seen situations.
Oh my
I guess
god.
guillotine then, right? I mean, is that really the best way? Is that
As long as you got a good blade.
yeah?
As long as you got a good blade.
Bring back the guillotine, man.
Just get a friend to help. Never mind. All right.
Hanging,
how
if you
would
can
you
go
do-
from a very high point to a stopping point,
Well,
you're gonna want to break the neck. You're not gonna want to choke to death.
what about the hose from the tailpipe to the rolled up window? Wouldn't that be?
Smells nasty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly. Why don't you just go to Canada and just have them hook you up to a machine and just assisted?
Yeah.
They've been doing that in Canada. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have seen that, but
Or, dude, okay.
I already decided a long time ago that if I was to ever do it, I would make people have questions.
Right. What happened here? Yeah.
Yes, like I always think I'm referencing somebody else. I can't remember who it is.
we don't need to go further into this.
No. I got to now that I've started. I've got to.
No, we don't need to talk about.
But more like, what if I dressed up like Evil Knievel? You know?
Oh my god.
What if I dressed up like Evil Knievel and I jumped from like a 20, 30 story building, and then right at the bottom is like a kiddie pool?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's questionable.
Yeah.
But what if you have a Scott Stapp situation and then you just hit the ground and all that happens is your legs explode?
Oof.
Or just your shoes pop off.
You wear the pumps and they just explode.
No, like on the X Games. Yeah.
X Games big air Matt Brown, his shoes
Yeah.
like explode. exploded off his feet.
But he walked away, man.
He walked away. Like minor, like kidney, like lacerations to certain areas.
Yeah.
Like, God.
Yeah, he had a
Wild.
broken wrist.
Wild stuff, man. All right, before we get into more suicide talk, I think we end this episode on a high note.
Yeah, because we ain't making money on this podcast.
Later, guys. 157. Like, subscribe. Bye.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for having me.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.